Hey, pals, Rational Bassist here, 15-year Interloper Challenge Part 3, day 4458. When I speak of days, I speak of days survived, not calendar days. We're going to head to this little point with a rope. We're going to see what's up there. And then we're going to make our way to Fire Overlook and get fishing. While we're underway, I'm going to tell you all a little story. First, I'm going to lead with a suggestion. Back up your saves. It never occurred to me to back up my saves, and I once contacted Hinterland about a problem. They asked for a copy of my save, and it was this save file. I mailed it to them, and they got back to me about whatever the issue was. I think about a week later, I had uninstalled the game thinking I was going to clear some issue or the other. Came back and my save files were gone. There weren't that many at the time, and this was the only one I cared about. So thankfully, I was able to go to my email and grab the save that I had sent them. And that's a little chilling because this file almost ended up dust. If I hadn't contacted them, this file would be gone. I have had so many mishaps with this file. It corrupted when we were doing the 12-year. It just full on bricked. Like, I think the game, my system crashed or something crashed when I was saving. I was in DP, as I recall, maybe in the Riken, and it just bricked. I restarted the computer. Long Dark did not recognize this save at all. I tried and tried and tried, and nothing came of it. But thankfully, I'd had a save file. It put me back about 30 days because I was saving weekly at that point. But 30 days is better than 12 years, right? There was even one incident. This is back when this was the 5-year file, where I was talking with somebody while streaming on Twitch. And I was working on Hunted 2, and I closed down the file to talk about something, and I watched myself delete my 5-year file. The clip of that is still on Twitch. And right there in that moment I said, hold on, what did I just do? And I wasn't that shaken by it because I knew I'd had a backup. It would set me back maybe 50 days. I think that time it set me back about 100. It sucks, but it could be a lot worse. Now, let me make a suggestion when it comes to backing up your saves. You either want to save your entire folder, or if you like, individual files. But when you copy and paste a folder or a save file, make sure you're actually copying, pasting the file or folder from the Hinterland subdirectory into your save folder, and not the other way around, because you may inadvertently paste old saves into a folder. And all that is to say, I accidentally, in starting up part 3, I found that I had my beginning of part 2 save sitting in my my game, and I had to replay everything we did in part 2. So don't do what I did. So this is what I was looking at when I was looking up top. And this looks good. Looks like we can cross it. I didn't lose too much. I retraced a little bit. But I didn't pick up all the stuff that I might have picked up. Some things might look a little different. And the layout in the gold mine, well, that's going to look a lot different. Because when I finally got to the gold mine, there was no jerry can. So we have to go fishing, and we have to get lantern fuel. It sucks. My own dumb fault. And you know what? It could have been a lot worse. So if things don't look, what is this? Like they normally do, that will be why. I would not suggest sleeping there. This will not be the last time something dumb happens with my save. It usually happens once per challenge, so I'm hoping we got it out of the way. But I just wanted to let you know. Because the careful observer will say, wait, I thought you looted that. Wait, I thought you picked that up. Why are those rose hips not gathered? You had those in a different pattern. And I just wanted to bring your attention to the reason for that. And that's it. And that's all. It took me a few extra days than the time we actually got there last time. I took my time and did a bunch of, well, let's be honest. I made a lot of attempts in vain to try to stock up. It put me at the cave right after that that 4-wolf encounter up by the waterfall. The up top, not the one below. So I actually turned around and harvested those. Set those aside. It's interesting to me how hard it is to keep food stockpiled right here in Ash Canyon. Because I've been burning through it. I'm also, of course, trying to use one moose to stockpile 3 areas. Food doesn't last that long to begin with. Oh, let's get my distress pistol out. Bear encounter went about the same way it did last time. Got more of that cooked up. That looks okay. But aside from the lack of jerry can, which is, by the way, a big deal. Losing 3 liters of lantern fuel sucks. But we were going to go fishing anyhow. We needed to do that one way or the other. So is there a rope over here? I don't know anything about where. I didn't even know this side of the, like that bridge and whatever was. That wasn't what I was anticipating. But let's have a quick look, and then we'll look over there, and then we're gonna run back to our cave and warm up. I should probably get these berries. Oh, I see. Yeah, there's that. Yeah. So if my read of this area is right, this would actually be a faster way of getting where we're going. It actually, like, there's an area over there demarcated by Climber's Cave. And that looks like it connects to that spot as the area, the way we're going to go back towards the entrance, which is slower. There's a couple other ways around the other side. It's interesting how many little rope areas there are. One of the things I've been thinking about is what climbing rocks can do without. Like how much customization should we do? From where should I pull a mountaineer rope? And where should I put it? Right now, I'm going to start running. Right now, I'm inclined to just leave everything alone. But we are going to need a rope for the fire, not the fire overlook, but the climb down past that house. Especially if we're going to do any kind of fishing. And we're going to go over there and see if there isn't a rope first before I start messing with things. If only because I really, really do not want to be carrying another rope. I would just love to avoid that for once. So we are going to warm up. We're going to run over to that cave. And it does seem like this area up top where we'll be heading doesn't really have any wolves. So I'm going to bring a snack because the respite isn't stocked.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
We'll need to have that food eaten by the time we get to any rope, which should be a while. Oh, I did harvest like the 3 saplings outside the gold mine when we ran through. I didn't do any of that. I actually held faster to what I said I was going to do instead of I did a fair bit of looting even though I said I wasn't going to when we were running through from the Miner's Folly over to the gold mine. This time I actually did avoid doing much looting at all. And we'll have to go through and strip that entire area, especially when before we're on our way out of here. That's going to be a while. In the long term, we will return to Ash Canyon. But going forward, whenever I do, it's almost a guarantee that I'll approach from the Bitter Marsh side. Why not just walk up there, climb a rope, and then just hang out, as opposed to going through all of this? You're automatically on the high part of the map. You have one bear to worry about, and that's it. That seems good. Alright, let's snack. I have a bunch of coal and what have you. I climbed that second rope up to the Miner's Folly and dropped all the things that we're going to move up there. Because I did a little testing and it doesn't seem like we can actually make that third rope even with the crampons. I don't know if that's intended or not, but by the time I try to get up there, I'm wrecked. I did not try microdosing with coffee because I want to hold on to my coffee. But my own experiments suggested that just a microdose wouldn't be good enough. In fact, just a cup wouldn't be good enough. You would probably want a fair bit of coffee. Alright, so we're going to... Yeah, we're going to take this. How much water? Alright, so that's our point of cold, as you can see. I like to put a little boundary marker there in most caves. Back we go. As we run, since we are going to have to spend the night in the cave, I am going to look for, take a little extra moment and look for any birch bark. The way I see it, birch bark are free calories, and calories, it's feast or famine right now. This is a beautiful day to waste on traveling. As soon as you see a blue sky, you need to be thinking about boiling water, cooking some food. But the only uncooked food I have is sitting up in the Miner's Folly area with a bear. I will definitely need to make a point of going up there and cooking that. I have been told that the bear up top can respawn without warning. Typically, you're looking at a 50-day respawn timer for a bear. And I'm told that is either not the case or not necessarily the case if you leave the area for a few days. Sounds great to me. In fact, I would be inclined to look at that as a feature, not a bug. I will take more bear respawns. Not like every 3 days. But if you leave for 5 days and come back and there's a new bear, that would be amazing. This would be the fastest challenge I've ever done. Because I just kill like 6 of those bear and then kick back. I have so many questions about this birch bark. Oh, crampons. So after part 2, I went and looked around. And there were some people claiming that they could repair them with the milling machine.
Need to find someplace
and I watched some videos of some folks testing that out and finding no evidence that they could do so. Like, they went to Ash Canyon, got crampons, and then hooked them to Bleak Inlet. Usually on Interloper, which is not a quick affair. That's going to take a while and imposes all manner of risk. But they put it to the test. No dice. There was also this claim that, well, Hinterland isn't really sure, and they're collecting data to see how people are using them. I'm going to go out on a limb and theorize that people are using the crampons to avoid sprains, damage from wildlife, and weak ice, aka what they're used for. I have a lot of problems with that. They're collecting data from whom? I don't know. There is also a mechanism for collecting data about new items to see how people are using them, and it's called beta. Of course, Hinterland doesn't do beta. Or at least they selectively do beta testing. So both of those arguments don't make much sense to me. One is disprovable and has been, and the other just, I don't understand it. I will tell you though, from where I'm standing, if I show up in a 12-year file and something is usable at all, even at 11%, that's kind of cool. I never expected these crampons to still be functional at 12 years. Honestly, if I were a vain man, I would take that as like a personal acknowledgement that some of us out there are doing 12-year files. So, thanks for that. And here we are in our cave. It says leave Ash Canyon. We're not leaving Ash Canyon. Don't be mistaken. See how it says Ash Canyon? We're here. In the Ash Canyon. Alright, so where is just the 2 pieces? I'm gonna eat one of them. Or I'll take one with me. And then a little bit of this water, not nearly 6 liters, no. I think maybe 2 would be fine. So we'll grab 3, including what we're gonna drink when we wake up. All right, and what else did I pick up? A stick, some birch. Anything else? Oh, there's another torch. Every kilogram is going to count right now. I need to act like it. My health is just in the gutter. Alright, so we'll drink, eat that wolf piece. We'll hold off on the moose. No good reason, just one less click. We'll have to do it anyway. So much for take a little food with us, huh? We didn't tire out nearly as much as I thought we would. Alright, let's go ahead and chug a birch bark. I want our health to be topped off. And let's spend about 2 hours. Yeah, that's good. It's got a different sound to it, right? Hold on. Yeah, it does, but it no longer says technical backpack. I've never listened to the sounds that a backpack makes. I know what a zipper sounds like, but I've never really paid attention beyond that. Alright, and this will put us underweight. And that's good. We want to be underweight. Great. Let's get out of here. Let's begin our adventure. We're still injured. Whoa. Hello? Okay. That's not how that's supposed to work. So that's different. Okay. We'll restart. So that was weird. Normally I would just tell you there was a technical issue and restart it, but I wanted to include that. Not to shame anybody, not to blame anybody, but just to document the occurrence. We'll drink and eat again. That was a first time for me. I've never had that happen before. There we go. Another great day. It's like the game knows I'm traveling, so it's throwing all this great weather. Hey, wouldn't you rather be boiling water today? I would. Tabby, help me, I would. I hate giving up a free fire day. But we're going to travel on. Besides, in like 13 minutes, it'll be a blizzard. If we did our job, there shouldn't actually be anything out here to loot. Old man beard. But I usually don't loot that. There is no long-term condition that requires the old man beard. It's just a disinfectant. Not saying that isn't handy. Just that, how many of those do I need? Not that many. Hopefully that doesn't change. Anything over there? No? Good. Good. So I'm going to pick all these sticks up. If I get to a rope, I'll just drop them. In the old world, at the base of any climbing rope, you will see just an assortment of bric-a-brac from where I've had to make weight. It's less of an issue now, but it sure happened enough. This is Pillar's footrest. I don't love that I'm running.
Cold is making my head feel thick.
So, what spot did I miss? What cue did I not pick up? This whole thing, I just walked right on past it. I went from one side to the other. Whoops. It feels good to make mistakes. It honestly does. Because I don't hold myself out as being any kind of an expert at this game. I'm no pro, none of that. But I make a lot fewer mistakes like that than I used to. And that's just one of those things that comes with time. And you look at yourself making those mistakes and you're like, hey, room to grow. I know that's a weird sentiment, but I love it. So there were crows over there. Where are they? Are they... Oh, wow. I do believe we're going to try to loot this. Temperature 17. How many sticks do I have? I know I have all this stuff, but that's for fishing. Can't do it. Okay, so there's a log up there. I would love to harvest that, and one of these days I will. But this stuff is for fishing. It's for oil. I see that over there. I just want to have a look up here. Okay, alright. Very cool. I hit that log a little hard. Need to be careful. No boloing off the side of rope bridges or anything like that. Alright, welcome to a different part of the map. I want to investigate all of it, not just go straight to the cave or straight to the overlook. And this is why it's called Climber's Cave. Well, let's see if it's warm. It is very warm. Also, isn't it just cool? I mean, it kind of sucks because it doesn't seem like we can get back up there. I don't know that I see that happening. I'm also too cold to want to mess with it. Looks like there's some loot over there. It's a very interesting cave, very unique. Let's get some sleep. Oh boy. Oh. Look at that. Oh my gosh, and a pry bar. So I don't have to use my knife to fish. I'm going to read that note at some point. That coffee. Oh my goodness, folks. You know how long it's been since I have seen a tin of coffee?
I might have to drop some.
And I can actually still cook this. So that's going to be amazing. So I guess we're waiting for the fog. Well, I tell you what. I'll wait it out so you don't have to. And then we'll resume our little trip. Hopefully it'll just be a couple of hours. Would you like to read the climber's note? Maybe we should read that first. I'll have to figure out how to do that, apparently. How does a fella read a climber's note? We'll figure it out. Oh. Here we go. September 5th. Arrived at the base of Timberwolf Mountain. Looks like there are some nice cracks, just like Clive said. Going to set up a top rope and do some bouldering until the others show up, hopefully soon. September 6th. Wondering if my friends got lost, that they still haven't arrived. Woke up in the night to a deafening noise and fire on the mountain. Went to check it out, but the weather got nasty and I couldn't find my way. September 7th. Clear day. I went out again. Found some metal cargo crates. They look like they might have come from a plane. There's still smoke coming from the summit. I'm heading out to see if I can make it to the peak and learn more about what's going on. Lore-wise, that's actually really important because that means I forget the name of the company who runs the airline that the plane crashed on the summit, whatever the name of that is. But that plane crash took place on September 6th. Lore-wise, that's a hell of a revelation. How about that? Now the question is, how long was it up there? before now. Like before, when are we in the game? We have no idea. We know when this was written, but we don't know when the plane crash occurred. And I've never seen a date, for example, when Will and Astrid meet up. But it's very cool to know that this took place on September 6th. All that said, I'll see you after the fog. Well, the fog is lifted. I think we can go. I am still so excited about that coffee. I grabbed the rose tips from right there, I should note. Coffee equal energy, calories, ability to climb during an emergency. It really is, certainly at this point in the game, a precious, precious find. So I'm going to try to 100% this area. I heard some wolves howling. That seems to be on the other side of the canyon. We're going to head that way eventually. I just figured we would try to do our best. There's a lot of rocks on the ground. I guess if you wanted to make a cache, you could. I was talking with somebody about that on Reddit. I think the idea is cool. I think the concept is very cool. I'm gonna need to really try to come and get all these deer, because I just can't use these. I can't use my fishing fuel right now for deer. I'll have to come through and do a whole cleanup thing. The idea of the cache is cool, but 50 rocks and the weight of 50 rocks, at least right now, to me is pretty steep. I couldn't imagine carrying all that with me. Wow, this theme does have a reset, doesn't it? Because it's not like I didn't stop the game. Only thing I did was sit in a cave. As I said in part 2, it's a beautiful theme. The music in this game is always on point. It's always on point. But I think they should vary it up a little bit. Maybe I'm the only one. It's a concern in good faith. It's not an attack on the music. It's not an attack on the game. It's maybe you don't play it every 20 seconds. But I'll dispense with that comment. So I guess that's the Bitter Marsh over that way. That's probably the Shattered Cove, if I'm remembering my limited geography. We're staying fairly warm. It is late afternoon, though. There's a rope. Yeah, that would take us, I guess, over to the cove. I'd love to snatch that rope. I don't know where I'd put it. Somewhere. Okay, I need to head back around after I'm done and go to Climber's Cave again and warm up. Nap wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but it is getting kind of late.
Can't feel my hands.
Yeah. Whenever he says that, my heart sinks for him, because I really am putting this character through hell. And that's probably the best reminder. When he says he can't feel his hands, I always feel very bad. Not bad enough to, stop doing what I'm doing and go warm up. Certainly not. But I feel bad. There are lots of interesting little nooks here. I would expect a little more payoff. This would be a good... Right here, I'd expect to be like some kind of a landmark. Like the overlook. Didn't that look like an overlook? Or like right here? And that's where we're heading over there. I bet you we could goat right here, but the climb back up would be a little bit of a chore.
Freezing.
Okay, so that's probably... That might be where the wolves were coming from. And then that will take... That route up there takes you up to Angler's Den. Through these really ugly... This narrow set of trenches. Okay, we're going to actually run back. And go warm up, and then we'll explore that side. Oh, but look at this weather. How many sticks do I have? Ugh, I have none. I mean, I have 4, but for purposes of... I don't know. Maybe I should try. Let's get like 9 sticks and go harvest that deer. And then I could just leave in the morning. That would be fine. Because look at all these blessed sticks. And then I could maybe leave a little food in Climber's Cave. It'll be very little, I'm sure. Could show you all that I can boil coffee. I need more. I need maybe 3 or 4 more. Because there will be fluctuations in the weather. Well, I think that's probably as good as it's going to get. Let's get over here and get this work started. The gut isn't critical. I will try to get it. 14, yeah, that should be okay. I mean, you could say, well, aren't the sticks good for fishing? Yes. But I only have so much room. I'm gonna have to start dropping things. So that's how I'm justifying it in my head. Okay. So there's the coffee. Just to show you that I can. I'm not going to. Because I don't need all that coffee right now. I just figured that's one less issue I have to weight issue I have right now. Everything's really tight weight-wise.
Too heavy.
So I will I'll boil that water or that coffee some other time. Sooner rather than later, but later for sure. All right, I threw every... Well, I have 1 stick. That's just, I guess, an emergency stick. If I try to save the fire a little bit. Was it always 28 minutes for level 5? That isn't long at all. Fresh venison.
I'm gonna have to leave something behind.
Alright, we'll get both of these. Actually, I'll boil another.
Too much stuff to carry.
Alright, we're going to lose this fire. You already knew that, though. Of course we were. Let's see what I can do with the rest of this fire. Oh, look at me. I'm hungry. Very hungry. We may need to eat all this food, which is kind of a shame. And that's basically my story. all up the canyon. As I've tried to harvest, and it's like, well, he's hungry. Well, let's harvest. Well, he's hungry again.
About his food.
Exactly that. We still have fire. There's no need to be wasting fire. Let's cook a little birch and boil a little more water. He won't have time enough to boil 2 liters. But what I'm thinking I'll do is let him get started on it.
It's dusk, so night can't be far
Yeah,
behind.
we're starting to get cold. Alright, let's go ahead and boil this. And then we're actually going to have plenty of time. There's no getting around it. I was somehow convincing myself that I just ignored his hunger, it would go away. It's just not going to work that way. Okay. So this is what I do. Oh boy. If I just want to salvage sticks from a fire. Alright, we need to get out of here. I don't know if there are wolves here during auroras, but if there are, they don't give us flashlights on this mode. I was so excited. I guess if I really wanted to stockpile up here, I could shoot a deer. But, folks, I don't kill deer.
Need to find some place to escape this cold.
Bassists don't do that. Wow, it's going to be a pretty night. Deadly, but pretty. Ooh. Completely overlooked these. Win, win, win. Alright, let's go ahead and drop this gut. Cool thing, there's that cave up in the Miner's Folly where the bear lives. That's a warm cave for us too, even though the layout is kind of strange, and you can cure items in that little space. That kind of blew my mind a little bit. All right, let's make sure everything's. So I could start a fire in here if I wanted to. Can't now. Let's get a view. Wow, it's so pretty. And the pulsing, it's so great. Okay. I'll give you, if you want to look at it a little more. All right. We're going to go to bed and hang out a little bit. And then in the morning, I'm going to have to repair this soon. We'll continue our journey across the canyon. Oh, I still have dirty water. Gotta be careful about that. I do not want dysentery. Good night, everyone. See you in a little while. Good morning. We have water. The hide. I don't love leaving that here. I like
getting kind of heavy.
Indeed. I like to keep my hides with me. We're Let's actually stow that dirty water. And what else could I drop? It's just water, right? Oh, it's the pry bar. Yeah, all of that extra stuff. So, would you permit me a detour? We looked at that rope, and I said, oh, that's probably blah, blah, blah. How do I know? I have no idea where that rope goes. So, I want to go back over and have a look down. That was nagging at me a little bit, because I realized I was assuming without any justification that led to the bottom. So we're going to find out. And maybe we'll climb down. If it leads somewhere other than the bottom down there, the shattered cove. Keeping in mind, another assumption I've been making is there aren't wolves up here. I don't know that that's a safe assumption to be making. And don't feel the need to clarify for sure. It's okay that I don't know, but my concept for this place is that the bottom area has all the wolves, and then there's a bear in like one space, and there's a moose down there at the base as well, and that's it.
Can't feel my feet.
And there's deer everywhere. How did they get up here? I don't know. But that concept could be dead wrong. And if I'm wrong, it may be me who's dead. But seeing as that we're trying to
So cold in my life.
map this area out, in a sense, let's find out for sure. It was somewhere around here. Somewhere. Yeah, there we go. I'm using the crows because I remember everything in terms of where the deer carcass was. Alright, we'll have to drop. Let's look first and then drop. No, in fact, that is not the very bottom. We're going to drop those. Oh. If only I had something that reduced the strain of climbing. No shelf. Which tells you it's probably not a very steep climb. Gonna get every last use out of these that I can until they're gone. Also, doing that before looking around, probably not the best move. What is that? This is a very interesting little area. Ooh. Oh, I know this space. I think. No, maybe not. What the hell? There's a corner that you can crawl down and you get like, you have to take a fall. That, I think. I don't know where this is taking me. So, I don't know what goes down. I don't know what's down there. Doesn't look safe. This just looks like a trap. I mean, I bet you you can go down there. It's not something I'm going to experiment with on the first time around on this file. What I have here is a warm space to wait. I'm going to warm up for a second. Let's do a temperature check. Yeah, this is good. Let's sleep. I don't know that I'd want to live here. Kind of cramped. Alright, it's very narrow. Fellow could get claustrophobic like this. On the other hand, it's very narrow and easy to guard, I suppose. Bassist tunnel. So I saw a tree over there. Let's go run across and see what's over there. This is a very interesting little alcove. Well, we know where our cave is at if we encounter any storms. So what bridge is this? I've noticed they have this tendency to name their bridges. Let's stop. This can only be the cove. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Can this thing actually sway out from under us? Another thing I'm not going to test on this file. We're just going to assume that's the case. There's some climbing rocks. What's back here? Wow, this place is dangerous. The bridges are like about to give way. It's all just blind corners. That looks like a cave. Bunny, maybe? Wow, this area is just all caves. I'm collecting these in case we come across a deer carcass, but I'm not convinced there's going to be any more deer carcasses. They've been fairly generous with those. Some rose hips. A berry too far. Our weight said oomph to that rose hip. I keep hoping maybe we'll find a rope. There's also no coal in these little caves. I'd love, by the way, to stock up all of these caves with food. But I'm only willing to endure so many climbs. Or I've had enough. Let's drop that. I'm just going to go ahead. I don't really have any more time to be sleeping and hanging out. We need to do our exploring and then get back on the road. I really did not have food for this excursion, but I wanted to. You know, where's your sense of danger? There's a climbing rock. I bet you a wolf could get up here. I don't know, for sure. They can get up some pretty iffy spots that you would be sure were impassable. Fella could go for some cattails right about now. Yeah, so that's why warming up was a good idea. We're freezing. Who knows if there's going to be a cave over here. Oh, these. I do so appreciate that they allow us to climb while encumbered on these rocks. How they justify it, I don't know. But we get away with it. If I had a fire, I'd boil you some tea, Mr. Mackenzie. Is this another warm spot? It's not. I'm very interested in that that hole and finding out where that goes. That area where you can drop down. I'd love to get a file and investigate it, but there's a real likelihood it just drops you down at the cove. It's some kind of shortcut. This is a windy mess. Wow, this is... You don't have to crawl, you can just walk. Damn, where am I?
If I don't warm up soon.
Yeah, a fella could get real lost here. Oh, there are cats fighting. As if on cue. Where in the hell am I? This area looks sort of enclosed. What's up there? And what is this? Oh, we know this. We know this little space, right? That seems, yeah, that's these areas connecting. That's a neat little feature. So that was our narrow tunnel, and that's the other side of it. I wonder if there's a way to cross. Where in the hell am I? Would you permit me a detour, he said. It'll be quick, he said. And that was the last we ever saw of Rational Bassist. And here's a sprain. Okay, that seems to be it. Oh, no, there's more. Wait, did I just work my way around to the footrest? Oh, wow. I'm back at the other side. Okay, let's go sleep and then we'll walk back over there. We're gonna need to heal. But that is nice to know that they connect like that. I had no idea. Very cool. Very, very cool indeed. That's a whole windy wreck, and I love it. Oh my gosh. We're gonna have to eat our reserves. What an excursion. What a trip. There were thrills. There were chills. There was me almost losing my file.
Wonder if I can drop any of this gear.
There was dropping gear. Or requests there too. We're gonna heal him up. A little bit at least. Ah, you know he's hungry. And I burned all my stuff. I may have to dip into the cattail reserves. Perfectly fine if I do. So much for healing up. Just a quick break. Let's get back to the action. That was a fun little romp. Now let's run all the way back.
Too heavy.
Of course, there is that. It's too heavy. It's always too heavy. Wait. So, I don't know that path running back to the pillar's footrest area in the cave. But did we just run through that back area with the plastic container in the corner? This looks familiar. Let's see. Yeah, we sure did. Hey, it was straight up fun.
Subscribe to Rational Bassist. Bassist as in bass player.
So there's a standing rule in the channel. If you subscribe while I am recording, the alert stays. So thank you for subscribing to Rational Bassist. Bassist as in bass player. That is Billy West from Futurama, or of Futurama fame, we'll say. That's the rule. Yeah, that's exactly what we did. Knowing that, let's actually just take the quick way. And instead of going all that way back and whatever, let's just run around the other side. Because we've done the hard part and explored that area. It took a lot longer, and there's a rope climb and all that. Let's just go up here. And I'll warm up in Climber's Cave. And we'll grab our stuff over at the rock. The climbing rock. Yeah, it's not there. As much as I want it to be true, it's up here. So, let's head on up. Again. That's why it threw me off, because the first time I walked past, I was like, oh, that's just a impassable area. And you'd think I'd know better by now that no area is really impassable. But sometimes I even get thrown for a loop. Mind your ankles, sir. Be breaking your ankle. We got a lot of ground to cover.
Head feel thick.
And we are going to be hungry soon. Down here. Nothing. Don't know what I'm expecting to find. That was a real disappointment. I was like, man, maybe there'll be something at this fireplace. Nope. Whoever started that fire observed the campfire rule, the campsite rule, and left it all nice and clean, except for their fireplace. I feel like if you're going to leave the fireplace, you should leave a little grub for whoever has to clean it up. But I don't make the rules.
Too cold to think.
Yeah, Will's too cold to think. So we're just going to advise him not to think. Let me do that for you, pal. Yeah, Climber's Cave. Right here. Much, much faster than running all that way back. Let's get an hour. And we'll run over and get our stuff and get out of here. Or at least get dinner. I'm not opposed to staying here another night. Food would be good. In this episode, Rational Bassist spends an hour and a
I
half
have to leave something behind.
at Climber's Cave. Yeah, the stuff's over there, but let's look around here for dinner. Gonna have a lean dinner tonight. That way I don't have to mess with this area in the morning. I can just run on past it. Yeah, this'll work. Have a nice salad with snow dressing and a toilet water reduction. Just like Mama used to punish us with. I wonder if I want to get any real food, we're going to have to run back to... You know, Miner's Folly isn't that far. Once I get up the rope, it's not too far. So let's go get our stuff. Maybe there'll be some more cattails over here. This whole area. In theory, this whole area could just be covered with them. See, there's more. These frozen bodies of water are providing, and I appreciate it. All right, let's get, before I get lost, getting focused on his hunger. We're gonna have to turn around and run back. I'm not sure if I want to sprint or not sprint. I'm just gonna drop whatever when it's time to climb. We can come back for it.
Can't feel my hands.
Poor guy. There's gonna be a couple points where I have to come back for things. And this is probably the point where I'd want to do it. Keeping in mind, of course, that this isn't like these fur. They're a couple hours of fuel. All of it matters.
Damn.
But,
Freezing.
you know, one piece isn't the end of the world. And I might actually hold on to one of those fur. Maybe one day if I get a hammer, I'll want to repair it. Fur can be surprisingly hard to come by if you don't want to start a fire to try to harvest a fir branch. Which I rarely ever want to do. Personal preference, I guess. It's always unsatisfying to me to use wood to harvest wood, which is what you do when you start a fire. Rip. Okay. Well, we are...
Horse.
Will wants to eat a horse. It's more desperate than I thought. Again, Miner's Folly, not too far. I think we have to get up to High Meadow, right? Oh, that may actually be further than I realized. Maybe not. Let's just get the hell up there and run like hell for... No, it's, yeah, no, we're good. except for the weight. And me not being able to find this rock, this rope. No, this is the cave. Damn. I mean, if we're here, why shouldn't I warm up? Well, this is a whole different cave. What cave is this? I don't know, but it has a piece of coal, so I like it. Sorry for the rough cut. I mentioned earlier the cats were fighting. Got a little bit, they get along for the most part, but sometimes the play gets away from them a little bit. So I couldn't focus on that, and also what's looking to be a night trip out in Ash Canyon. Could not do it. And of course the cats have to come first, right? So weren't we going that way? Let's go this way. I have no idea. No, that makes sense because I've never, yeah, I think this is right. Because I've never actually seen that cave before, but I've taken this route before. And I always found it after yeah, that works. That's a happy yep, there it is. Why am I so high up? Alright, so I'm going to have to drop a bunch of stuff. And that means I'm going to have to make 2 big rope climbs down to get it later. Which is not great. But it sounds like weather's coming. So let's just get the show on the road so we can get our food and get out of this. Unfortunately, because of my timing and my excursion and whatever, we're not going to be able to explore High Meadow. We will come back down and do that. Our focus has to be Miner's Folly for right now. This is going to be so rough. I can even remember, I think it's over here. And yeah, we're about to get a full blizzard. I can't sprint. Let's eat.
Goddamn freezing.
You said it, pal. Sprint's good. Cramping's on. Let's climb. Look how slow he's going. I wouldn't be surprised if we're completely exhausted by the time we get up here. This is why that coffee would have been useful. I actually have a few cups. And this is going to just wreck my rest. Yep, there it goes.
I'm so tired.
And silly me, I had the nerve just now to hit my sprint button. Will should have been like, who do you think you are? Do you really think I'm going to sprint right now?
All I can think about is food.
I think it's this way. Yeah, we're going to have to coffee. I almost never do it. But I can't be stuck out here in a blizzard.
No.
Yeah. There's this rope bridge, and then we have a whole nother run to do. Let's not bolo off the side of this, please. And this is why you stop a cat fight. Instead of like trying to focus on that and the game. This is absolutely why you do it. I don't know what I was thinking right there, but desperation, man, desperation. Okay, that'll take us one way. We're going this way. Man, I'm gonna have to backtrack so hard to get all that stuff back. There's the campfire. At least we're going the right way. Sorry, another cat thing. We'll work it out. They'll be fine. We love the babies. Sometimes they don't necessarily love each other. Other times they seem to. Am I stuck? Well, I don't know about love each other, but they seem to tolerate each other. Whoa. Getting a little close for comfort there. Ah, this weather is getting away from me hard. This is actually not doing me. Oh, I was wrong. I was starting to say that wasn't doing me any favors, but nope, I would be in real trouble without that. This, okay, so this should be it, right? I sure hope so. I'd like to take those crampons off, but I can't bring myself to do anything but focus on this right now. That should be our rope to the folly, miner's folly. We'll know because there will be a bunch of crap at the end. He's shaking, it's shaking. I'm running out of fuel. And yes, there it is. And there's the building, in case we weren't sure. No, that's not the building. Oh, he just boloed out, fatigued.
Stay down. Have a little sleep right here.
Man, I have got to move some food out. There's the building. Man, that was the most stressful. At least the cats aren't fighting anymore. Yeesh. Alright. not gonna lie, that was a lot. And, oh my, so we're out of time. We won't have time to be going over to Fire Overlook. So I tell you what, we're gonna save that for part 4, and I'm going to try to get my wits together. It wasn't that bad. We didn't almost die, but for this file, my threshold's always a little lower. So I hope you enjoyed. We looked around a fair bit. Feel like I know this area a goodly amount better. And on behalf of the Tabbies, we will see you around the bend. Cheers.